What's up, guys? This is Rise, and welcome to another video. Today we have an epic looking team for you featuring triple shinies with Guzzlord, Trevenant, and Uxie in the Ultra League. Uxie is a legendary Pokemon. I looked it up. It's known as the Being of Knowledge. They say not to look at it in the eyes, otherwise you may lose your memory. So do not stare or make eye contact with Uxie. Treat it as if it's like the prettiest girl in school, and you'll be fine. And sorry. And without further ado, we're to get into the battles. This thing is extremely bulky. It's actually bulkier, believe it or not, than Giratina altered form in the Ultra League. It's slightly less bulky than Cresselia. So if you're wondering, sometimes I look at stat products. If there's a new Pokemon I'm not really familiar with, I look at the stat product to just kind of get a gauge of how bulky it is. And it's in between Giratina altered form and Cresselia. And we start things off with perfect alignment. This is so satisfying, right? You get Guzzlord into a Giratina Origin, Trevenant into Registeel. This looks really good, especially in the Ultra League. This is even like more comfortable because, as you see, the Zap Cannon doesn't even put Trevenant at half health. Although Registeel is going to start investing shields, so I take it back. Registeel going to maybe make this a little bit uncomfortable for Trev. Going to fire off another Zap Cannon, and if they start to get multiple debuffs here, suddenly the Shadow Ball is not going to be that threatening, but no debuff that time, so that's kind of nice. Going to fire off another Shadow Ball here. Registeel can hang on and maybe get to another Zap Cannon, so I would expect the opposing trainer, yeah, they're going to let this go. Now, I think Trev can hang on here, but just going to play it safe. Wants to make sure you maintain that alignment. So going to shield, play it safe, farm down. Giratina comes back. You can get off this Shadow Ball, no problem, but you are double debuffed. So I would expect them to let this go and save a shield for their back Pokemon. Yep, makes a lot of sense. And they're going to save it for the Poliwrath, but unfortunately it's met by the shiny Uxie, pure Psychic type. Going to resist that counter damage. And yeah, I think that game was definitely over. Poliwrath even up a shield. You saw how little those counters were doing. I don't think 2 Scalds was going to be enough. And now Uxie also has access to Swift. Or it already did, but Swift got buffed recently, right? Great lead for Guzzlord. They're going to swap into Annihilate, and this is beautiful. Of course, Shadow Ball and Night Slash can hit for super effective, but going to let it go through. We're going to see the bulk here. Shadow Ball connects, does not do enough to knock out. Going to go for the Thunder here. This would threaten to knock out Annihilate. Let's see if it draws a Protect Shield. It does. Okay, so Annihilate going to make this uncomfortable. Night Slash coming through, going to put up the shield. Now, if 2 Confusions can knock out... Oh, it's Ice Punch. Perfect. Now you definitely can farm down. So you maintain the alignment. This is beautiful. Comes out with a Swift already. Maybe do another Confusion. But yeah, you're going to fire off the Swift here. Swift used to be like almost an unusable move. It was so bad. Now it's pretty decent. It's the equivalent of like the elemental punches. It's the same stats as like Ice Punch, Fire Punch, Thunder Punch. So it's like not great. It's not like it's a great move now, but it's usable. It's solid. Guzzlord going to respect a potential Focus Blast. They do get baited. I like here throwing after 1 for proper timing. Ampharos with a decent amount of energy, but they're going to let it go. They're going to save a shield for Venusaur, but both of these Pokemon remaining are a little bit difficult for Venusaur to deal with. I think Okori is in a great spot here. Guzzlord is going to be able to withstand 1 move, no problem from Venusaur. I think you simply do 1 in throw, and then maybe swap into Trevenant, or you could honestly just stay in and force Venusaur to expend energy on your Guzzlord. I think either way, you can close out this game. Guzz going to stay. Going to force Venusaur to fire off energy. And then Venusaur would need 2 charge attacks to knock out Trev. No way they're going to get to 2 charge attacks before Trevenant can knock them out. So they are going to top left. And that is a G to the G with the Mickey Mouse ears. But this is not a Mickey Mouse championship team. This is the real deal. Okori putting the fists up. That's the legend pose from this season. A lot of people thought it was like a bad pose. I don't think it's like, I don't mind it. I'm always partial. I've mentioned this before in videos. I always like the shrug from season 2. Reminds me of like the Michael Jordan shrug, his famous shrug. So I always like that pose. I usually will put on the new legend pose for a bit and then always go back to that season 2 pose. That was also the first season I hit legend, so maybe that's also partially why I'm inclined to that one. Guzzlord versus Dragonite. Guzzlord just a little bit bulkier here, so you see the health a little bit more on Guzz. Dragonite's going to stay in. So maybe they're soft with something in the back. They're going to come in with this Empoleon. Probably eat the crunch and go for a Steel Wing down. And now this is a little bit weird. I think you come in with Uxie, right? Because Trev does not want to eat the Drill Peck. Okay, I take it back. Gonna shield the Drill Peck. And then maybe go for the Seed Bomb. Oh, wow, they come in with Gator. This looks like a scary situation, especially if the Gator is running Crunch. If they're running Crunch, this could be really bad. Gonna swap into Uxie. And Gator might get off 2 charge attacks here. Is double charge attacks gonna be enough to knock out? There's the Crunch. Yeah, if this is a Crunch, it definitely knocks out. Hydro Cannon, you might hang on. It's Crunch, yeah, so definitely gonna knock out. Got to get to a Seed Bomb here, but no, not going to be enough. And even if this is just, oh, wow, another Crunch, dude. Gator, just too much of an animal, literally, in that end game. Feasting on the back line. Yeah, Guzzlord does really well against Gator, especially with no Ice Beam there. It would completely wall it, but the back line, down a little bit of energy, down a shield, was unable to handle. Amazing lead for... Oh, Dragon Breath, so I take it back. I take it back, not like the best lead. I guess even with Shadow Claw, it wouldn't be the best with that Dragon Claw. So Giratina altered, like not as bad of a matchup by any means as the Giratina Origin would be. And this is looking pretty tough, especially if this Greedent is running Crunch. Pretty terrible matchup for Trevenant. If they're running Trailblaze, that's not too bad. Trevenant might actually be favored, to be honest, if they're running Trailblaze, but you'd assume they're running Crunch because they counter-swapped in. Seed Bomb coming through. You need several Seed Bombs to knock out Green. It looks like you can't even 3-shot it, whereas Green can 2-shot with Crunch. So Green's going to come out of here with lots of energy. This is just a nightmare situation, to be honest. Got to come back in with Guzz. And Uxie's going to have its work cut out for it in the back. Because I think Greedent might get off 2 Body Slams here before Guzz even reaches that Dragon Claw. First Body Slam. Oh, gets a little bit greedy. I wouldn't have... Greedy, no pun intended. I wouldn't have minded to see you throw that Claw, to be honest. Oh, man. Yeah, this is, like, overly greedy. I'm not... I don't know what other word to use. I know there's a Greedent. I guess you have the double Claw here. That looked like it might have been a chart attack priority. So you might only get 1 off here anyway. Unfortunate. Don't think Guzzlord hangs on to the Dragon Claw here. Super effective damage coming through. Knocks it out. In comes Uxie. Down a shield. Giratina's going to fire off a charge attack. Is this going to be a Shadow Sneak or just a Dragon Claw? It is going to be a Shadow Sneak. Super effective damage. In comes Lantern. And neutrally, I bet Uxie would have the advantage here. But down a shield, down a little bit of health. Doesn't seem like it's going to have enough in the tank to prevail and win this game. So we're going to see a top left here. And a GG. Maybe it would have been better off staying in. But I guess the Greedent would have been a nightmare anyway. You would have had to align Uxie with the Greedent to like soft lose. And then maybe Trev could sweep in the end game. But I think staying in was probably the best course of action. Because I would think Guzzlord with Dragon Tail might fare a little bit better against that. You might be able to win switch advantage, right? Against that Giratina. Kind of awkward here, especially knowing that they probably have Moonblast. Oh, they bait. That's brutal. And now it's a mind game. Because now you're wondering, like, did they bait me or do they just not have Moonblast? So this is such a mind game, dude. I would be so annoyed. So now you just have to presume they don't have Moonblast. You have to presume they don't have Moonblast. If they're willing to swap out, you got to presume they don't have Moonblast. And them revealing Pidgeot is really nice. Now Trevenant avoids Pidgeot, and assuming it's Future Sight, as the Brave Bird connects, I think you just let this go, right? And then you Dragon Tail down. You still can't Shadow Claw down, even though they're super debuffed. That'd be crazy. And then Crest probably doesn't come in. Yeah. Oh, this is perfect. This is perfect. Dude, the Trevenant had nowhere to go in the back. The Trevenant had nowhere to go in the back. And luckily, it is going to find its place against the Cresselia. Gonna let... Oh, no, though. Brave Bird. But they swap out, so this game's not over. So now do you shield Future... No, you don't. Okay. But Future Sight will hurt. I think you have to farm all the way down, though. You have to farm all the way down, and you're going to have to shield here anyway. So it would have been nicer to shield the first, because I don't know if they even got to the Future Sight here, did they? So it would have been nicer to shield the first. And now you do 2 and throw. Oh, man, this is tough, though. I don't know if Shadow Ball is enough. And you can only do 1 here. Oh, gets the DRE. Gets the DRE. Is Shadow Ball enough? Oh my gosh, the opponent is probably fuming. Technically shouldn't have reached that Shadow Ball, so a little bit lucky, a little bit fortunate to win that game. 4 turn versus the 5th turn Incinerate. Usually you're not going to get that charge attack off. But that's the game. That's the status of the game we play. Sometimes that mechanic is inconsistent. The damage registration error. Cue the comment. What's damage registration error, Rise? Formerly known as the new mechanic. It's someone in the comments can explain. Giratina versus Guzzlord here. Oh wow. They save swap Charizard, so Charizard with the Dragon Claw coverage gets in a full Dragon Tail sneak. That is really nice. Gonna be willing to take this first one. Can probably do 1 and throw. Oh, going for the Crunch. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Crunch. Grabs the shield. And gonna swap. Wait, what? What? What are we doing here? We're swapping Trev into Charizard? I'm a little confused. I'm a little bit confused. A little bit dazed and confused. I guess we double shield. Okay, we double shoot. We get the farm down. Oh, man. Hopefully this is just a claw. I wasn't really counting. Hopefully this is just a claw. Okay, nice. We've got lots of energy. I think you just go Shadow Ball, yeah. Because they might let it go knowing there's still a Guzzlord waiting for him. Shadow Ball. Bang! Big damage. I like the immediate Seed Bomb. Put the pressure on. They just let it go. Oh, Poly. Second time we've seen Uxie get lined up against a Poliwrath in the back. Opponent's still fighting it out. Credit to them. But let's look at how little this does. Scald. Man, that does such wimpy damage. And yeah, you just go straight Swift at this point. You still have a little bit of health on your remaining Pokemon. I think this is all you really need is this little chip. And actually going to be able to reach the Thunder here before going down since you got the shield. If they had called the Swift, we might have seen Okori just go for the full fast attack down. But since he got the shield, going to commit to the Thunder. Bang! Knocks out Poliwrath. And that is a good game. G to the G. I'm just noticing now the name of the team is Please Work. That's pretty funny. I've had that thought before with teams. You have an idea for a team, and you're just like, I hope this actually works. In my head, it makes sense. Guzzlord mirror match. I mean, the backline avoiding Guzzlord is really nice. So even though this is a mirror match, this is actually like an amazing lead in my opinion. In my mind, this is an amazing lead because Trevenant's avoiding this, Uxie's avoiding this. That is the craziest bait I've ever seen. They just baited Crunch for like a 30% debuff chance that they actually got. That is like... What? That is so disgusting. That is so disgusting. What did I just witness? What did I just witness, dude? Yeah, I guess you have to come in Uxie. Because, like, you can actually tank the energy. Oh, I love this. You take the crunch, then you come in Trev. Was this enough for crunch or was this claw? I wasn't really counting. Oh, God, it was the crunch. Okay, still takes it against the farm. Hoping they're weak to Trev in the back, which would make a lot of sense. Oh, God. In comes Gator. Seed Bomb's not going to be enough to knock out, so would have probably been better off going for the Shadow Ball, but it's tough to, like, react that quickly in that situation. You see the water typing, you're just like, bang, go for Seed Bomb. Got a shield at this point. This looks tough. Down this much health. Oh. Yeah. Thunder not going to be enough. It's unfortunate. That's kind of the problem. You don't have any, like, hard-hitting, same type attack bonus moves with the Uxie, so you don't have anything that can really one-shot. Maybe if you're running, like, Future Sight on the Uxie, could have won that game. Great lead into Typhlosion. And they're staying. Wow. So they might be double weak to Guzzlord. Oh. Maybe respect the Blast Burn here. Yep, I like it. They swap into Gator. Oh, this is great. This is so good. You can even do one and throw again if they shield. Oh, this is beautiful. Could have done one and throw. I guess didn't want to take the Hydro Cannon potentially, but they were still 2 away from Ice Beam. Gonna swap in Uxie. And I expect them to just use this as like a damage-soaking sponge. Just gonna take all the energy from the Gator here. Hydro Cannon connects. Shadow Claw's chunking, but yeah, just gonna use this as like a meat shield. And not even gonna bother. Wow, look at that. This is like best case scenario, right? You hang on with 1 HP and you get off a Parting Thunder on Golisopod. Thunder rains down. Shocks the Golisopod. This looks like an amazing situation. You still have a lot of health on Guzzlord. Gonna come in with Trevenant, actually. They come in back with Ty. Get off the Seed Bomb. Do you swap here or do you just stay in with Ty? Gonna swap here. I think either makes sense. Oh, they bait. Wow. Nice bait. Is this TP or Blast Burn? Blast Burn. Yikes. But you get off the crunch anyway. GG. That made things a little bit scary if they like got to a move and then another move on Trev, because Trev didn't have that much energy. So that was actually a little bit close. Little bit close. 2 wins there. Okori on to the next one. We're starting to approach the latter half of the Go Battle League season. I'm going to check my my app here. How many days we got left? They added that feature in the Go Battle. You can kind of just like look at your app and it tells you how many days are remaining of the new season. Also, a little bit teaser as it seems like Okori's getting some queue times. Stay tuned this week on Twitch. We're going to have some Guess the ELO content returning to the channel. So I plan on doing those on Twitch this week and then scheduling those out on YouTube during the week of Worlds when I'll be in Hawaii. They're playing against I Hate My Life. Sorry to hear that, opponent. I hope things get better. Poison Jab, Alolan Muck. They throw after 7 jabs, so this has to be Acid Spray. So no need to shield. And then going to go for the Claw here. Claw connects. Going to throw after 3 again. I think Muck can hang on here, so they don't necessarily need to shield. But they do. To get some more jab damage off. Makes sense. Acid Spray wouldn't knock out, so they're going to let this go. And the opponent wisely Dark Pulses. Trev comes in. Dark Pulse would be pretty threatening here, but they Acid Spray. Opponent playing this very clever with the Alolan Muck. Oh. Gonna get off a Parting Shadow Ball here. You are debuffed, so potentially want to swap out. Or just gonna stay, I guess. Just going to stay. Oh, and gets to the Shadow Ball. I think the opponent would have been much better throwing the Claw to get that final shield first. But Shadow Ball nearly knocks out, and now you're probably just fully content letting Trevenant go. They do get off a parting move here, but that's totally fine. This is not going to do that much damage. Uxie up a shield against whatever's in the back. Oh, and it's a Poliwrath, dude. Yo, opponent. You can top left, bro. Wait, was this I Hate My Life? Was this that opponent? Oh, man. I can see why. I can see why right now. This is not a good situation. Losing to shiny Uxie. Ugh. Poor Poliwrath. That's the third time we've seen it get lined up against Poliwrath in the back. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Looks like it's on to the next one, though. No messing around. Got the glove in the right hand. 2891. This is like pretty high elo to be running a pretty crazy team. Next opponent, Guz into Reggie. Tough lead, a bit of a core breaker, right? It's good against both the lead Pokemon and the back Pokemon, so let's see what the approach is here. Gonna go for the crunch. Do we see like a potential catch on Trev, like try to dance around, or do we just stay in with Guz? We're just, oh, we make the catch on Trev. Beautiful. Looks like that's probably gonna be a Focus Blast too. Yeah, perfect. Double resisted. And Gator is not like the best safe swap. I actually love this situation. This is literally as perfect as this could possibly play out. Seed Bomb gets a shield. You let this go, right? You let this go so you can farm with Guz. You might have to respect a Ice Beam here if they do 4. Yeah. I think you have to respect the Ice Beam. No, not going to respect it. I guess you live in Ice Beam, so you're content taking it. And you know Reggie can't lock you down. Oh, this is actually like so good. This is so good. Because Reggie can't lock you down. Guzzlord has one of the highest HP stats in the game. So even though it's this low of health, these lock-ons do nothing. This looks like low health, but this is probably like 50 HP. Reggie needs like 50 lock-ons. And they're forced to throw energy. Gonna shield. They zap. I don't really understand why. Lantern swap. Could get some nice chip damage here. Honestly, Guz probably reaches another move. But gonna swap out to clear the debuff. Makes sense. And now you just see the sheer bulk of Uxie here. These Sparks doing such little damage. Gonna take a move. Surf. Not doing very much. Going for the Swift. I guess Swift is like you're gonna get to more of them, so it makes sense. Just a little bit more reliable damage here. And yeah, this looks like a really solid situation. I think you just save the shield for Guz at this point. Guz can probably just fast attack everything down, so you're content just letting everything go at this point. Uxie looking very mysterious. Remember not to look at it in the eye. Gonna let this go. Save the shield for Guz. Guzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Oh, actually, this is kind of sketch. Yeah, gotta throw that move. And I think one Dragon Tail should be enough to knock out Reginald Steele. The opponent may have closed their app. They are annoyed. Tap, tap, tap. Timer's coming up. Uh-oh. And that is a very good game. Holy cow. Holy guacamole. Okori with one of my favorite submissions in recent memory. That was a really cool one. Triple shinies nonetheless. With Uxie, which I don't believe we have featured on the channel before. So a first time feature, and also at a very high elo as well. So lots of good stuff there from Okori. Thank you, my man, for the submission. If you guys enjoyed this content, feel free to leave a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel. If you're new, comment down below. All comments are appreciated. And all of that said, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.